Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss an essay of studies by Francis Bacon. Amid the crowd of English essayists, Bacon is recognized as the father of English essays, a person whose magnificence, brilliance, and radiance is everlasting. The English poet Alexander Pope described him as the wisest, brightest, meanest of mankind. The essay of studies is taken from his earlier work of importance, essays, and highlights the purpose, the use, the abuse, and the results of studies. The writer opines studies serve for delight, for ornament, and for ability. The purpose of the pursuit of knowledge is to attain personal enjoyment, social charm, and efficient disposition of business. The marshalling of affairs executed by learned men is sure to be the best. But squandering too much time on studies indicates indolence. To embellish someone too much with studies is affectation, and to discern by clauses of the books is humor of a scholar. The author feels that natural abilities are like natural habits that need pruning by studies, but they should be guided by experience. The writer believes that the studies should be spaciously made use of. The purpose of reading should neither be contracting nor confuting. One should not blindly adhere to the rules of books. Thou crafty men condemn studies, simple men admire them, and wise men use them. Studies unscrupulously help in evaluation and speculation. In a rhetoric manner, Bacon classifies the books into three categories. As he writes, some books are to be tasted, others to be swallowed, and some few to be chewed and digested. Only few books require diligence and attention, while few need to be glanced over. Some books may be read through extracts. Revealing the use of studies, the writer says, reading maketh a full man, conference a ready man, and writing an exact man. The devotion of time and mind to books never go to the dogs, else it keeps the man informed. Great memory, wit, and cleverness can be the only remedy for lack of writing, conferring, and reading. Studies help in all around development of the outlook of man. They set forth broad principles or theories which require to be narrowed down and applied by them. The author records the result of studies of different subjects as he writes, histories make men wise, poems witty, the mathematics subtle, natural philosophy deep, morals grave, logic and rhetoric able to contend. Thus, studies pass into the character, or in Latin as it stated, Abiunt studia in mores. There is no contradiction that could not be ratified by studies. As different diseases of the body can be cured by different exercises, likewise, the hindrances in the wit can be treated by studies. Bacon prescribes a number of remedies for various impediments of mind, like study of mathematics to avoid diversion of mind, the study of philosophy to improve distinguishing or conferring. If a man lacks confidence during demonstration or is unable to prove his point or fails in argument, he should study law to make good the laws. The author concludes, so every defect of mind may have a special receipt. Entirely impersonal, this essay is remarkable for fine expression of thought and for clarity and vividness. Bacon makes brilliant use of poetry, but these are never inserted as ornaments, rather to emphasize an idea. His force lies in epigrammatic use of words and density of thought and expression. He is not hesitant in using Latin phrases like simony sectors, etc., to lay stress on the notion. The essay reflects his profound analysis of studies. On the whole, this essay is a precious jewel among the treasure of Bacon's essays and proves him to be the father of English prose. Thank you very much.